Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with my full review of the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. Whoop, this guy. And I gotta say, it's a pretty stinking good phone. I like it quite a bit. I like what it brings to the table. You've got this beautiful 64 megapixel camera on the back. You've got a Snapdragon 732G processor, which puts it more powerful than the Pixel 4a, which is one of the best phones of last year in the budget department. And 90 Hz refresh rate, dual stereo speakers, HDR10, 10-bit color in the display. So there's a lot of really interesting things here that I think maybe people didn't expect, and we're going to talk about it in this video. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for stopping by to watch. And if you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and also that little notification bell if you want to get updates when new videos come out, because I'm always making new content. Now, let's talk about the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. So here we are with the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. I covered the Xiaomi Mi 11 earlier this year. One of my favorite phones so far. Lots of great things going on, and they surprised me. They're like, hey, we've got the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite coming out, which is this guy. And I gotta say, this is one of the most refreshing phones, if not the most refreshing phone for me for probably the last year. A lot of phones have really gone for bigger, heavier, bolder, all these things, but that kind of gets annoying after a while. The phones feel and look the same. They get really heavy. They don't look all that special. And then you get the Mi 11 Lite, and it has been like a breath of fresh air. Why do I say that? Because it's super light and it's super thin. As soon as I took it out of the box, I'm like, wow, this is really nice. I can really work with this. I'm so used to using much larger phones that are heavier, they're bulkier, and this one gets the job done. It looks ridiculously good. I mean, it's a really sharp looking phone, and it feels great in the hand. Plus, it comes with a screen protector, and it comes with a case already straight in the box, so you're covered that way. Now, other than being a gorgeous phone, how does it work? Is it any good? Well, yes, it is. It's got a Snapdragon 732G, 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is plenty for you to do pretty much anything you want. It's running Android 11 with MIUI 12. That's Xiaomi's overlay that they use, their user interface. So it's built on Android 11. You've got all the latest and greatest when it comes to the Google Play Store for being able to download your favorite games, your favorite apps. And all of that's right here at your fingertips in the phone. It's also got a 6.55-inch display. Now, the screen on here is particularly nice because it has a couple of things going for it. It's got a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is phenomenal. I love having these enhanced refresh rate. It really reduces the motion blur. It makes the scrolling experience on the screen really nice. It's great for playing games because it eliminates that motion blur so you get a better, more clear picture. Now, HDR10. Also, it has 10-bit color. So you get the best that the color spectrum has to offer. This is a big leg up over a lot of other displays because it shows more colors. That means when you look at the sunset pictures, you look at different things on your screen, you don't have all those blocky gradients where you can tell like there's a shift in the colors. It's really something that's special, and it's in like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone 12 Pro. That was one of the big selling points, the 10-bit display. So they've got that in here, which is something that was really a big surprise for me, especially considering this is a cheaper budget phone. It's not really expensive. It's not a big flagship phone. But one thing you'll notice is missing with this phone is there's no headphone jack. So if you're upset about that, I'm sorry. It's not there. But it does have a USB-C adapter. It's also got the dongle so you can plug in your headphones that way. Stereo speakers, which are nice. You've got the handset speaker that doubles as a top speaker, and then you've got the bottom speaker as well. Sound experience is pretty good. I think that it works great for watching movies, for listening to music, for playing games, all that good stuff. As far as biometrics go on this phone, it has a fingerprint sensor, and it also has facial unlocking technology. So all you have to do is use the home button, which is also the fingerprint sensor. Works like a champ. There you go. Works very quick and fast, and it's nice because the fingerprint sensor's here on the side. You can see exactly when I press the button and how quickly it works. So that's nice. Also, it has facial recognition technology, so we can do it that way. Got the little check mark. It is unlocked. You can have it where it goes to this screen right here so you can see your notifications, or you can set it up where it goes straight into the home screen once you get done. And I really like that. It's not like the iPhone where you're stuck with, hey, I unlocked it with my face. Now I got to swipe up to get to the home screen. This one, you can do that or you can have it set up where it goes straight into the home screen. You can do that in your security settings, so very nice features there. USB-C charging on the bottom. Capable of up to 33 watts of charging power. It comes with a 33 watt charger in the box. Now, it is the international charger. It's not one you can use in the US, so you're going to have to go find another charger to use that way. Hopefully you've got one laying around the house, but if you're in the international market and you can use this one, that's great. It doesn't have an IP67 or IP68 dust and water resistance rating. That's something that's kind of been missing a lot lately with these cheaper phones, so I didn't really expect that to be there. Also, it doesn't have wireless charging. Now, the battery is very capable with a 4250 milliamp battery. That's more than enough to get you through the day, especially with the Snapdragon 732G. It's a very balanced processor, has plenty of power, but at the same time, it's got a lower clock speed on it, so it's not just draining your battery all day while you're using the phone. It has a Gorilla Glass 5 screen on it, and then it has impact-resistant, shatter-resistant glass on the back. They don't say what it is, but it's not Gorilla Glass 5. The front is, though. And it also has two different storage configurations, either 64 gigs or 128. Both of them come with 6 gigs of RAM, so the only real big difference you're getting there is the additional storage space. But thankfully, if you need more storage space, it does have expandable SD card storage on the SIM card tray as well, or you can use it with a dual SIM configuration if that's how you like to roll. So you've got storage, you've got RAM, you've got speed, you've got a beautiful display, and you got some great cameras on the back too. A 64 megapixel primary camera, which takes some really good pictures. You can go ahead and see some of the demonstration pictures that I have here. I went out and I took a lot of pictures with it, took some video, and I've been really impressed with it. For the price, for what you get for it, I think that they bring a lot to the table here, and I'm glad they didn't kind of shoot for the moon with the 108. This 64 megapixel one does great. It also has an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 5 megapixel macro lens. The macro lens on here is very good, and I took a few pictures with it as well, so you can see I was very happy with how that turned out. I'm glad it wasn't the 2 megapixel because those just really don't have enough detail in the image for it to look really good. So the 5 megapixel I think is perfectly fine. They did a good job here. Also, you have a 16 megapixel front-facing selfie camera. What you get there is the ability to not only take regular shots, but you can also take portrait shots. So you can take portrait selfies, which I'm really glad is in here. That's something that was missing in some of the other budget tier phones over the last year, so I'm glad that they incorporated that. It works really well. So you get portrait on the front, portrait on the back. You can shoot 4K video up to 30 frames per second on the primary camera. You can do 1080p at 60 frames per second on the primary and also on the selfie camera. That was very important to me. I'm glad that it has 1080p at 60 on the front. That really, for these lesser expensive, more mid-tier or budget series phones, I think that's the big winner. Like with the newer phones, the big flagships, it's been 4K 60, but you're not going to get that in a phone like this, so I'm glad they have 1080p at 60. You'll be perfectly happy with it, and the microphone pickup I think is pretty good too. So that's it as far as the camera goes. Another thing is gameplay. I've got a special dedicated video to show off all the gameplay footage, but this one does play games very well. You can play PUBG, you can play Call of Duty Mobile, you can play Genshin Impact, you can play War Robots, you can play pretty much whatever you want. The big thing here is it can't do it like really well. You're not going to get 60 frames per second. You're not going to get the Ultra HD texture packs. You're not going to get any of that crazy stuff. But if you want something that's good for day-to-day performance, if you want something that will allow you to do whatever you want throughout the day, but also play some games, then this can do it. And I think that it does it well enough that you're going to be very happy. So that's about it. With regard to my overall review for this phone, I think it's very good. I think that it is very representative of the Xiaomi brand, especially with the Mi 11 coming out recently and being so good. Tossing the light on the end of this name, making it look so beautiful, so nice, so thin. Featherweight is what they describe it as. And then also all the nice features that you get in here combined with that beautiful display. I think if this is something you want to pick up, you're going to be very happy with it. I think they did a really good job putting it together. There's a nice balance between the power, the speed, the hardware, and the features that are in here. So, very well done. And I think it's just a sharp looking phone. I like it a lot. So that's all I've got in my review for the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. And if you're curious about pricing, pay attention to Xiaomi, their website, and the different areas that it's available. This pricing information was not available for me to put in the video at launch. Also, it has Bluetooth 5.1, so you can listen to your jams, your tunes. You can connect your wireless earbuds to it and listen to it that way, especially since there's no headphone jack. And you have 4G LTE connectivity. There's no 5G. I tested it out here in the US on T-Mobile. I didn't have any problems with it at all. Call quality is perfectly good. So if you're looking to pick one up, you don't want to have to worry about 5G. This will work perfectly fine with LTE. Now, what I can't promise you is how well it will work in your area. For me here in Houston, using T-Mobile, I had no issues whatsoever. Full bars, nice connection speed. But it's GSM unlocked, so it'll work with AT&T, it'll work with Metro, it'll work with Mint, it'll work with Cricket. A lot of those other different brands that use GSM network capability. So I can't guarantee how well it worked for you in your area. You'll only have to figure that out and try it yourself and look at the LTE bands and see if it's supported in your area. But as far as T-Mobile, I used it here. I didn't have any problems. So I just have to throw that out there and say, look, I can't guarantee it, but I think it should probably be fine. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Also, just for full transparency, this was sent out as a review unit from Xiaomi. I was not paid for this, not being compensated. This is not a sponsored video. They're not getting to see this before you are. Only my own objective individual opinions. And there you have it. So that's all I've got on my review of the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully this gave you the information you wanted to be able to make a decision on whether you want to get one of these phones or not. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.